it's morning for me while I'm recording this. It may not be morning for you, but regardless, welcome to the Tampa Bay Ukulele Getaway Virtual Festival and to the Shape Chords workshop. I'm glad you're here. Well, my name's Devin Scott, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to give people just a few minutes. This is pre-recorded. And we're going to give people just a few minutes to say hi in the comments, introduce themselves. And I will be in the comments as well to say hi back and to later on ask questions if you have any questions, all right? So take a little bit of time, introduce yourself, and let us know you're here, all right? Say hi to everybody here. Welcome everybody to Shape Up Your Chords, Shaping Chords. I'm Devin Scott. We're going to learn some stuff today. I am in the comments to answer any questions or whatnot. I will try to stop every once in a while and give us a little bit of time for people to ask questions in the comments that so they don't miss anything else on the video, okay? And so if you have a question, feel free to type it in right away or kind of hold it for just a minute, and I'm going to stop a few times through the video and then you can ask at that point, all right? Just real quick, a little bit about me, if you don't know. I've been playing ukulele. I bought one like 7.5 years ago and fell in love with it and have been playing ever since. I got involved with TBUG, I think it was 2018 maybe. I came to TBUG as a participant, just like you're doing right now, and met all the great people that run TBUG and that go to TBUG, and then they asked me if I would like to be a presenter at TBUG, and I said, why not? I love this festival. I love these people. Let's hang out more, right? And so here we are. I play a lot in Durango, Colorado in the summer. I try to spend some winter time down in Florida, and I try to move around in the in-between times. So do a lot of busking, a lot of playing on the street, which has really helped my career a ton. I know sometimes there's like a negative stigma to that, but it's worked for me so far. All right, let's get into it. This is shape chords, and why do we call it shape chords? Because we're going to learn some different shapes to hold with our hand, and then we can move them up and down the neck and make different chords. All right? And so while this is a beginner could learn this as long as they know the right shapes to play, right? This is sort of a more advanced class, and the reason I say this is if you've taken a workshop from me before, I try to make a lot of my workshops kind of fun and multi-level, so that beginners and intermediates alike can get new ideas out of them. What I tell people in this workshop is it's not quite as fun. I've taught this a couple times, a few festivals, and there's a lot, I'll be honest, there's a lot of kind of blank stares. And that's okay. This is kind of like the math of music. I've just probably lost half of the group. But so just realize that this may not be one of those like you walk out of here like feel good workshops, but the information that we're going to have is really going to help you later. And with any workshop, you guys have heard me say this before, at the end of this workshop, I don't need you to be able to play what we've learned. I need you to understand what we learned so that you can go home and you can, or you're already at home, so that you can practice and play it later, right? All right, with all that said, for those of you that are still here that I didn't scare away, let's get into it, all right? We're gonna start out, and I'm scrolling through the worksheets that we sent you, and so we're gonna start out on the page that says C chord shape, all right? And depending on how excited I get, I might throw some worksheets up here somewhere, all right? So the C chord, and most of us know the C chord, and if we don't, let's learn it real quick. I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom, and I'm gonna say the fret number on the way down. So we got 0, 0, 0, 3. Right, and we probably know the C chord, and if you don't, now you do. 0, 0, 0, 3, all right? So, when if you're reading, it says pointer across all the strings on a fret, the pinky's on the 3rd string on the 8th fret. So, for this C chord, I would like you to play the C with your pinky, the 3 on the A string. So, we're still going 0, 0, 0, 3, but our pinky is the one holding down. And I've got my hands curled behind, but that's just to show you. But our pinky is the one holding that A string down. Now what I want you to do is to put your pinky actually on the 4th fret. So it's going to sound weird for now, but go 0, 0, 0, 4. Oh, it sounds terrible, I know, but it's okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our pointer finger and we're going to put it across all the strings on the 1st fret, okay? And again, I have my hand back here, my fingers behind because to show, but so now what we're playing is 1, 1, 1, 1, 4. Put this up, all right? And that is a C sharp chord, okay? Okay, I understand there may be questions already, but just hold with me for just one more second and then we'll go into the questions time, okay? So we're taking our pointer finger, we're putting it across the 1st fret, then we're throwing our pinky on the 4th fret, and so we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, right? 1, 1, 1, 4. And so we can play that, and that's a C sharp. Now the hope is that you never play in C sharp, right? But something that may be more useful for you is if you slide it up towards the sound hole, and now we're going 2, 2, 2, 5. That's a D chord, all right? So we're calling this our C shape, but we're playing a D chord here. You can dance, right? Okay? So 2, 2, 2, 5 is a D chord. Now, I'm going to do one more thing and then we're going to go into question time and I'll let you guys kind of play around and practice, okay? If we're looking at our sheet, or if I've put it up on the video, you can see under the C chord shape, there's a little box, a little diagram there kind of. And it says fret, it has numbers across, and then it says chord, and it has the chords across, okay? So, what I mean by that is, for example, we just learned 2, 2, 2, 5. What fret I'm talking about is the fret that your pointer finger is on. 2, 2, 2, 5 is a D chord. Do you see that? So I go to fret 2, underneath is a D. So, somebody tell me, if I wanted to play an F chord, what fret would I put my pointer finger on? I'm going to wait for just a second. Give us some time. I'll be honest, guys. I kind of slacked and didn't get this video done when I was supposed to. And it's early in the morning, so I have this little cough. All right, what do we got? I'm going to say congratulations in the comments because this is pre-recorded, remember? Yeah, anyway, so whatever fret your pointer finger is on, if you look underneath, that is the chord that you'll be playing. Now with that in mind, I'm going to let you guys play around with this. I'm going to let you guys practice around with this. I know it's not easy, and I know it seems very kind of mundane, but it could help in the long run, okay? While you're playing around with this, I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to take about 2 minutes, okay, to answer your questions, and then we'll come back in and we'll go on to the next chord. So here we go, and in that 2 minutes, I'm just going to play random chords throughout the thing. Again, if you're late to the class and you're just tuning in and you're real confused about what's happening, it's question time over in the comments. Just a few more seconds of question time, and we'll move on. All right, let's just move on. Hopefully I've answered all your questions, and if you have one still, I may still answer it over there. Just a real quick tip for this C shape. When we're playing up here, it's great to use our pinky, right? Now, as we go up, the frets get closer together. And so when I'm up here, like on 9, I actually have switched somewhere along the way, whenever it feels comfortable for me, to the ring finger, holding that 3 up, right? So right here, I'm like 9, 9, 9, 12, right? With the ring finger instead of the pinky, because for me, it's too hard to kind of squeeze in there. So just a little, hopefully that helps a little bit. All right, so you guys ready to move on? Not super fun, but we're learning, right? And therefore we can have more fun later with the knowledge we have. All right, B flat shape. And while I know that there's a lot of people that don't like the B flat, actually, this is a great shape chord because you already know it, right? Our regular B flat, if I'm going from top to bottom, is 3, 2, 1, 1. All right? I got a buzz there. There we go. So we already know that chord. Whether we like it or not is a different question, but we already know that chord, right? So if we play our B flat and we go 3, 2, 1, 1. If we slide it up 1, most of us already know that chord too, right? A regular B. Towards the sound hole. If we slide it up 1 more, so now what we're doing is 5, 4, 3, 3. That's a C chord. That's the same chord as this. Right? So, let's talk about the frets. Again, in this worksheet, unless otherwise stated, the fret is what I'm talking about when I say fret 0, fret 1, fret 2, is where your pointer finger is. Okay? So, What might be confusing though is that we're not barring that first fret. And the reason we're not doing that is because when we go to the G and the C string, anything that is in front of that bar is going to cancel the bar out anyway. So, and some people do bar on the B flat, but I'm just holding the bottom two strings with my pointer and then covering the rest. All right. So on a B flat, my pointer finger is on fret 1. But notice on the A, it says fret 0. So what I mean by that is I'm on a B flat right now, and I'm going to lift my pointer finger off and slide my two other fingers towards the neck, and now I'm at 2, 1, 0, 0. So I pretend like my pointer finger is behind the nut, and therefore it's at 0. And that's an A. So when we're sliding around, we can go A, B flat. See just a small change, and if I'm sliding down, I just lift that finger up as it slides across the top. All right? Now, you may have heard me at the beginning because you're going, man, okay, is any of this useful at all? And yes, yes it is. So you may have heard me at the beginning, and I really like to use this song to practice this B flat shape, is Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Because the only chord in this song that I play it in G, is the G chord. And then, that's not the only chord, but what I mean is that's the only chord that we're using that's not part of the B flat shape. So the song goes G, then to A, we got a B, a C, a D, C, back to G, okay? So G is the only chord that I don't use with the A or the B flat shape. So I play the G, and then when I go to the A, I play that like we did with the 2, 1, 0, 0, but with my ring finger on the G and my middle finger on C. And then when I slide up to the B, I bring my pointer in and I cover it, and I'm playing the B, which is 4, 3, 2, 2. Go to the C, D, which is up here on the 5th fret with my pointer finger, and then back to the G. So let me show you what that would sound like, and then you can practice it at home, and that'll give you a little bit of sliding around on these shapes, all right? G. Move to the B shape with an A. B, C, D, C, back to G. So you notice that once my hand got here on that A, even though it's moving up and down, it didn't change shapes at all. Right? All right, so we are going to do just a few minutes for the questions again about the B flat shape. If you have questions about the C shape, feel free to ask them. If you have questions about while you're in this class, ask them too. Again, I know I keep saying it. I understand that this class isn't a super fun, like peppy class, but I do believe that it will help your playing in the future. So I'm just going to play that progression, that Bad Bad Leroy Brown progression a couple times while we ask some questions. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, I'll start on a G. Outside of Chicago, the baddest part of town. And if you go down there, you better just be aware of a man named Leroy Brown. And he's bad, bad, Charlie Brown, baddest man in the whole dang town. Badder than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. All right, hopefully we got some questions answered. Everybody's still with me here? Good, because it's about to get a little different. All right, so just real quick about the Bad Louie Brown progression. You may be wondering why I didn't go to the G with that B flat shape. And that's because the G is all the way up on fret 10, right? So it'd be way up here. And so I feel like it'd be really weird to go. Right? And then to the B. Okay, so that was the wrong fret. So these don't always work, but they may work in some situations. So that's why I just didn't go to the G. Moving right along to the F shape. Now, one of the things about shape chords, one of the ways you can figure out how to make your own shape chord is, what I do is I take a chord, for example the F, and normally we play it with our pointer and our middle finger, right? 2, 0, 1, 0. And I eliminate the pointer. So, point, even though you've been told it's rude. And now how would I play this chord? The way I do it, it's still 2, 0, 1, 0. I put my ring finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. And then the C string's open. The middle finger is on the E string 1st fret. And then the A string is open. So I'm not using the pointer at all, right? So that's just a regular F. Alright. So, then what we do, if we're going to slide this now, sure we can slide this shape up and down, but something's not right. And what we need to do is take our pointer and then bar, or lay it all across, whatever fret right behind our middle finger. So what I'm doing, just for easy purposes, is now I've got my pointer finger all the way across the 1st fret, and then I've got my ring finger on 3, G. Technically, C is a 1. I've got my middle finger on 2 of the E string. And then because we're at a bar, because we're barred, the A string is on the 1st fret. So if I was counting down from top to bottom, I would say 3, 3, 1, 2, 1. And that's an F sharp, okay? So, one of the things you heard me do, right? When we're building this chord, and I do this with all chords, regardless of whether they're shape chords or what we're doing. When I'm learning a new chord, or when something just doesn't sound right, or when I'm just trying to run through old chords sometimes, what I will do is I will play this F sharp that we just learned, 3, 1, 2, 1, right? And then I'll play it each individual string. Oh no, that string is kind of dead, but if I'm playing it, you don't really hear it, right? That's why you have to play each individual string. Oh, there it is. Dead. Okay, there it is. I gotta make sure that I'm holding this correctly, okay? So as you're learning these new chords, and any new chords, I really encourage you guys to, as you're playing them, just stop for a minute and one string at a time. So let's see, if I wanted to play an A chord, where would my pointer finger be? In the comments. An A chord, I'm going to set my pointer finger somewhere, and then that's where I'm going to build the rest of the chord from. While you guys are answering that, I'll tell you too, like, okay, so I'm going to say 3, okay, on my pointer finger, and then I always know that my middle finger goes on the E string 1 fret above the pointer, and my ring finger goes on the G string 2 frets above the pointer. Yeah, so the A chord with the F shape is 4, right? That's where our pointer finger is, on 4. Our our ring finger is on 6, and our middle finger is on 5. That's an A chord. It's the same. Now, one of the things this can really help with is, let's say you're playing in a group. And we all know the uke only has 4 strings, and many of us have a high G string, right? And so the range on a uke isn't as big as the range on a lot of other instruments, right? But it can still be played beautifully. But sometimes we want to hear that range. And so if you're doing a group or even a duet or whatever, and I'm playing this regular A, you can play the F shape A, and it sounds different, right? So it gives it a fuller sound. I'm down here in the low end, bum, 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 right? And so it gives it more of a blend, more of a group, fuller sound is what I'm trying to say. All right, while I remember words, let's ask any questions. And I think that we kind of breezed through this, and so we'll just have 1 minute for questions here, okay? 1 minute for questions, then we're gonna go on. That's a little song I just made up. I'm playing the A. I can slide it up. And you can feel the intensity build. Oh my gosh, get your question in quick before we move on. You're lost forever. Remember, guys, I don't need you to know this when you walk away from this workshop. Or I don't need you to be able to do it. I just need you to be able to know it, right? So, yeah. All right, so let's keep on keeping on, okay? We got 2 more shapes we're gonna do for those of you that are sticking with me, and then we will do something else, and then we can move on from this class, and we can practice, and we can wow our friends, because that's really what it's about, right? All right. All right, so questions aside, let's move on to the old E7 shape. So we know an E7 is 1, 2, 0, 2. Now, what's hard about this is, if I was going to play an E7 without the pointer, alright, so I can do that, but I'm only missing 1 note, just that E. So instead of barring, which is very hard for me, maybe you guys can get it, what I do is I just take my pointer finger and I put it on the E string. Alright, so let me walk you through that, alright? We've already got the E7 chord. I'm going to walk you through without the pointer finger first and tell you what fingers I'm using on the strings. I've got my middle finger on the G1, like Battleship, right? I've got my ring finger on C2, E is open, and my pinky is on A2. That's just an E7 chord. We all play it. We all play it a lot because the E chord is so hard, right? It's just without the pointer, right? No pointer, pointer. No pointer, pointer. So I want you to take the E7 shape without the pointer. We're going to play through it, right? All right, sounds good. Move everything up 1 fret to the C, towards the sound hole. So now I'm G2, C3, open E, and A3. And that doesn't sound right, so I'm going to take my pointer and I'm going to put it on E1. You sunk my battleship. All right. Do people still play that battleship game? Do you guys understand what the joke I'm saying? Maybe it's not funny. You know, battleship, and you gotta try to. It's a fun game. I like it. All right. With that being said, so top to bottom, G2, C3, E1, A3. Just play that. Make sure you have all your. So if this was an E, and we slid up 1, what is this now? An F. Now I will admit that this gets, for me, very tight towards the top. But with a little bit of practice, you can get it. All right? So let's do the game again. If I wanted to play a C7 chord with the E7 shape, what fret would my pointer finger start on? Where is pointer? Remember that song? Where is pointer? Anyway, sorry. You can tell it's early. You can tell that we're getting this class. There's a lot of, I know, you know, if you guys feel like this workshop is very taxing mentally, me too. Don't worry. I understand. So yes, the C, if we wanted to play a C, we would be on the 8th fret with our pointer finger, which 7, 8. Then we're going to build up. We would put our middle finger on 9 on G, ring finger 10 on C, and pinky 10 on A. That's a C. All right? Questions, comments, concerns? Anyone? Anyone at all? We're getting close to the end, guys. Bear with me. Just going to ask a little question time, question time, question time. Oh, because the B flat would be there. Whoops. Yeah, my favorite thing with this is the slide around, right? If I was playing an F and I wanted to throw down on the C, I'd do the 8th fret like we were just talking about. And I slide it down, which put me back at the F. Alright, while we're answering questions, I do want to say one other thing. You'll notice that on the chords here, I've got E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Now, because this is a 7 shape, then keep in mind that when I say, where will we play the C, we say 8th fret, that's really a C7 chord. Because the chord that we're holding, the shape that we're holding is a 7 shape, and therefore any of these chords that you play in that shape are going to be 7 chords. Okay? And what I mean by that is just, I'm going to throw back to the C regular, right? And a lot of us know the C7 also. And so what it has is it has that little dissonant sound, right? Here's a C and the 7. Right, that little sound. Just gives it a little, if I'm playing an F. So that's what I mean by the 7. All right, let's move on. We got one more shape to learn. And then we're golden. We're golden. Again, I don't need you to be able to do it yet. Just need you to be able to know it, right? All right. So G7. Most of us played a G7. The G is just the triangle chord, and the G7 is the backwards triangle chord. So regular G7 is 0, 2, 1, 2. How do we play that without the pointer? Let's see. Can we figure it out on our own? I'm going to give you guys just a second to try it out. Think about how you would do it, and then I'm going to show you how I would do it. All right, and you can do it your way. If your way is different, that's fine, okay? So if I was going to play a G7 sans pointer, I would put my middle finger on the E string on the 1st fret, my ring finger on the C string 2nd fret, my pinky on the A string 2nd fret, and then I leave the G open. Go down. Do we all sound good? Yeah. Good. Now, we slide everything that we're holding towards the sound hole 1 fret. So now we're at 0, 3, 2, 3. And you can either bar, but then we have to turn, or you can just set your pointer on the G string 1st fret. Nice. We got it? So right now what I'm holding is my pointer on 1, my ring finger on 3 of C, my middle finger on 2 of E, and my pinky on 3 of A. Let's ask one more time. If we wanted to hold an A chord, where would we put our pointer finger? Remember, on these little charts, all the numbers are the fret that our pointer finger, whether it's barred or whether it's just holding on there, would be placed. So, pointer finger for an A chord would be on 2, right? So the chord itself would be 2, 4, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to take just a moment to answer any questions about that, about what we got going on there, and really any of these chords, right? I only gave a real example of where we would use one of the shapes, but you can use these shapes everywhere like that, okay? The great thing about these shapes is if I'm playing up here and I've got, let's say I've got a G chord here, then I can easily go to my D chord if I just play the C shape. So I'm playing a G chord with an F shape. Right here, if I don't even have to move my pointer, I got the D chord right here. Right? I've got a B. So you'll learn as you start to learn these chords and feel more comfortable with them, you'll kind of learn how to move them around and make them sound better in different songs. Like I said, I know this is a difficult workshop, but I think it really helps in the long run. Any other questions, any other comments, any other concerns? I'm going to scroll through just a little bit, make sure we're doing okay. Yeah. Great. Now I'm just going to go over real quick. We have a few minutes left, and I don't want to overload you, but we got this bonus, the movable scale. If we were going to play a scale, we would play, I'm starting on C, then a 2 on the C, an open E, a 1 on the E, a 3 on the E, open A, 2A, 3A. All right? And I've got that on that little chart right there at the bottom, right? So the C scale, and I'm kind of rushing through this. So if you've already checked out, great. Check out, download all the information that we've done so far, and then watch this part later. So if I'm playing a C scale, C, once you learn that progression, if I wanted to play a D scale, what I do is I put my pointer across the D, the second fret, sorry. And now I play the same, and I pretend like my pointer is a nut. So we were playing open 2, open 1, 3, open 2, 3. So now I pretend like this pointer is open. So open 2, open 1, 3, open 2, 3. And that's a D scale. And if you've taken my soloing class, you'll know why maybe that's important. You know, we talked about playing a solo with just using the scale of the key that you're in. Well, that's great if we're in C. But man, what if we're in F, right? Well, then you just place your pointer across the 5th fret, and then you can play that scale. Oops. All right. So as a little bonus at the end, I want to thank you guys so much. I'm Devin Scott. Find me on the internet, Devin Scott Ukulele. I do a monthly newsletter, and so if you want to sign up for that, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook or on here, wherever you want to. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you guys learned something. And I hope that I'd love to see some videos or some stories of how you use this. Tag me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. All right. Again, thank you guys a ton. I'll see you soon. Bye.